Well. Good evening to wherever you may be. Tuesday night, January 2nd, 2017. Midnight Baseball. Spencer.Dodgers coming to you live. Games Played Manager. Games Played Manager is going to kind of tie into what we talked about yesterday and how what type of managers are now behind the decisions on the field? Are they front office decisions coming down with sabermetrics analytics? Are they scouting? Is it intuition? Where is the feel for the game going, okay? And as you remember from last night's trivia was, who is the only current player Hall of Famer to currently be managing a team? Hall of Famer managing currently. 1, 2, 3. Paul Molitor, the Igniter, up in Minnesota, started his career with the Brewers, of course, with Robin Yount, up there forever, went to Minnesota for a little bit, and then actually ended up in Toronto with a 1993 World Series MVP, where the Igniter went 12 for 24 against the Phillies, carried the Blue Jays. Obviously, Joe Carter's remembered as a walk-off home run, but it was Paul Molitor who was the best player in that World Series. So, Paul Molitor, shout out to you, okay? Paul Molitor, just for an example, in his career, played over 2,600 games. So, a lot of games there. We're going to get into some of those games numbers in a second. As far as news going on in the world, guys, there's no real news. We're all waiting for Mark Trumbo and Joey Bautista and some of these other free agents to sign. Hopefully there's some big trades still out there floating around. Brian Dozier, Jose Quintana, same rumors floating around. I think it's going to start more this week. If not next week, we'll see if teams get going. So let's get more back into what we're talking about. Games played managers tonight. Captain Craig is going to represent Craig Counsell with the Milwaukee Brewers, okay? Lifetime infielder. We know about Craig Counsell's heroics in the World Series with scoring the winning run for the Marlins, being involved in the rally with the D-backs in 2001. Craig Counsell, that's the type of personality and experience that Spencer.Dodgers wants from his manager, okay? If you look at what's going on from different hirings and from different managers, it gives you a real, good layout of the land of what's happening in Major League Baseball, and it's so different because some ownership groups are believing in sabermetrics analytics, and some ownership groups are still believing in a lot of scouting, and some ownership groups are trying to be right in the middle, and others have no idea where they're at, guys. And that's what we keep talking about here, and I want to keep reiterating that. It's the biggest question in baseball, is to know as a fan, are you more on scouting or are you more on analytics? Okay? Where is your general manager? Where is your ownership group? Because of those three tiers, that's the most important thing that's happening in the daily decisions. Not only daily, but minute decisions in baseball, right? And that's where Spencer.Dodgers thinks that games played by the manager during their baseball career translates then to what's happening as a manager. The decisions that happen so fast. But let's take three names, for example, off the blue. Brian Snitker, the new manager for the Atlanta Braves. Kevin Cash, the manager for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And Scott Service, the manager for the Seattle Mariners. 0 games played by Snitker, 245 games by Cash, and 800 games played by Snitker. Where we got Counsell at 1,600. Donnie Stash is going to be Don Mattingly, of course. The Don Mattingly with a great mustache of baseball, 1985 Topps, the famous card with Don Mattingly and the stash. If you don't know it, I should have my green screen up. I can show you the card right now. That'll be in the future. But if not, go to Bing. I want to correct that for my friend Reed Maker, who's a big guy at Bing. I said Google the night before. Don't Google anything. Bing, 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 bing. From now on, Reed, that's for you, okay? Don Mattingly down in Florida now did a great job with the Dodgers in LA, okay? His games played are going to translate. Donnie never won a playoff series. He's got a horrible history with the Yankees in his playoff history, but that still translates to baseball knowledge, okay? Big League Dave Roberts. He only has 800 games played, okay? 1,600 games played by Counsell, 1,700 played by Mattingly, 800 played by Dave. What I also say 800 played by Scott Service, but Dave Roberts' games played were a lot more high intensity than what Scott Service was doing, okay? Dave, we all know about the big stolen base he got in 2003 to propel the Red Sox to their first World Series. That story's written forever, okay? Scott Service with the Mariners, why does he have a job? Let's think about that, guys. He has a job because Jerry DiPoto got kicked out of LA. Why did Jerry Dipoto, the general manager currently for the Mariners, get kicked out of Los Angeles when he was the general manager for the Angels? Because him and Mike Scioscia, who's a scouting manager, Mike Scioscia is probably the most scouting leaning towards managers against analytics. Okay, Joe Madden is on the other side of that. Joe Madden is all analytics, where Scioscia is a lot more, I'd say, scouting. And it's funny you say that because they came from the same cloth, right? Because Joe Madden is a cutoff of Scioscia, so I'm not going to say Scioscia doesn't have any analytics. But the point is, when you have Artie Moreno on top, who entrusts Scioscia, and he's saying, listen, trust me and my instincts of baseball. And you have a general manager, Dipoto, saying, no, trust the numbers, trust the metrics, in game situations, bring in the reliever versus this hitter, start this pitcher in this situation, pinch hit this hitter, this guy, right? That's how it all goes down, guys. This is happening every game. I mean, general managers are probably texting managers during the games. If not, they have the printouts. They'll run down there and tell them these things. It's happening. Right? That's what you got to know what's going on. So, that's what Games Played Manager, Spencer.Dodgers is going off again. I'm loving this midnight baseball. I'm loving the views. This is real life. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm here for you. Let's get into tonight's trivia. Paul Molitor was the igniter of the 80s. Who's the guy? Who would you call the igniter in 2017? He's also led the American League in hits the last 3 years in a row. Current igniter. Trivia, led the American League in hits the last 3 years. Shout out is going to my friend, Mr. Lee, Mr. Caleb Lee. You've been a supporter, a friend of Spencer for the last 7-8 years, my friend. You're a huge midnight player. I thank you for all the support. I look forward to going to some more Mariners games with you this year and talking baseball, my friend. Thank you so much for the love. Once again, guys, gratitude, baseball gods, all the midnight players. Spencer's doing this tonight. We're going to do a little Sean Green Dodgers Stadium giveaway. Home run. Woo! Walk it off. Let's go.